Dallas Cowboys fans, this is what you've been looking for. A show discussing the team you love without all the fluff and BS. Host Greg Rector, along with Cowboys writers and content creators from across the country, break it down. This isn't the same old, same old. This is the blue and silver breakdown. How about them Cowboys?
How about us Cowboys and us Commanders fans who both suffered a loss this week? Wow. It was just a nightmare for me watching Matt Eberflus call the right plays on defense, but his guys not do their jobs. And then, of course, 90% of the time they're in a zone defense. 6 games in, Trayvon Diggs, who's now out for this game because of a concussion at home last night, and Deron Bland, 0 touches of a football. 0. Hello. Trayvon had 11 interceptions one year, and Diggs led the country in pick 6 return touchdowns. Hello. Mr. Eberflus, you need to change something. What's going to change? We don't know. But apparently there are subtle changes coming for the Cowboys defense. I knew right away that game was going to be a nightmare on the very first play because Wanye Thomas had Rico Dodell in the backfield, 3 yards, boom. You should have tackled him. Dodell goes off for 9 yards. And here's our fan from Philadelphia.
That's great.
Yeah. Hope it ends in a tie. Thank you very much. I've already gone through 1 tie. That's enough for me. Thank you very much, Mark. But and then of course you guys lose to the Bears. I really don't know what happened in that game, Joe. You tell the fans out there what happened to the Commanders on
3 turnovers. You can't win football games, man, giving away the ball. I don't care where you're at, home, on the road. You're not going to get a win turning the ball over. So the 3 turnovers, and then of course Jaden Daniels, that critical fumble in the 4th quarter when we're trying to wind down the clock and seal the win. And it was as painful as it was for you to watch. It was painful for me to watch that last Bears drive as I kept on trying to think of any kind of scenario where we could get the ball back and get a chance to get the field goal. But they did what they're supposed to do. They executed. Moody, former Michigan Wolverine, booted out of San Francisco after, I think, 2.5 seasons, comes off the street, literally, kicks the game-winning field goal, I think with like 7 seconds left in the game. Just a game we gave away. I definitely think the Commanders, if we don't turn the ball over 3 times, win that game and probably maybe end up winning that game handily. But good enough only counts in horseshoes. So just like the Dallas Cowboys, we have to take the L. And again, when the Panthers took the ball with 6.5 minutes left in that game, I said this game's now over. They are going to win it with a field goal, which they did. It was so disgusting to see Schottenheimer's play calls on that last Dallas series. 3 screen passes. What are you doing? You've got Pickens, who's got 168 yards in this game. You get the man the ball, but they went to 3 screen passes. Oh no! This is horrifying. So this is the one time I've blamed Schottenheimer for a loss. Out of the 3 losses. This was just horrifying. But I think that's fair.
But again, this is the NFL, right?
Yes, it is.
Wins and losses always come down to the final play, as we both know too well, way too often. And this matchup, I don't see Jaden Daniels running the football the way he did last year. He doesn't use the designed runs very often this year. He's getting out on scrambles mostly.
Yeah.
Does he run more against this Dallas defense this weekend?
I think there'll be more opportunities for big runs against Dallas defense because the Dallas defense has been so porous. But I think it'll be out of necessity, meaning he's looking around. The pocket's clean, or he's under pressure. There's nobody open downfield. He's running. But I don't see Cliff Kingsbury coming out the game off the break with design quarterback runs, especially when he's still trying to recover from that knee injury that some people tell me might be a little bit more serious than the team was letting on. But that's the case always, right, Greg, with injuries. It's a slight ankle sprain at the end of the season. You find out the guy had 2 bones broken in his ankle or something crazy like that. So I think for the Commanders, Jaden Daniels will run the ball. And I think when he does, there'll be opportunities for big plays, but not of the designed route.
Right. And your other new running back, he's got more zoom than boom to him.
Call me Bill. Yeah.
Call him Bill. But this Cowboys defense absolutely sucked against Odell. I mean, sucked. Like I said, they had Matty Eberflus gets credit for his calls when they're right. And you see a player not do what they're supposed to do, it just drives me off the deep end, especially seeing the safeties. No. This is your job. You are to get that guy down.
Yeah.
And it's not that difficult a thing.
Some of the arm tackles, crazy. Or shoulder into the guy at full speed. You bounce right off of him.
And to see the way that the defensive line was being pushed back. No. Tommy Trimble pushed back Marshawn Nealon 10 yards one play.
And I don't think that Panthers, when I think of elite or upper echelon offensive lines in the NFL, no disrespect, Carolina Panthers fans, but your offensive line does not come to mind at all.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But again, it's just these coaching mistakes that the players get into their heads as well. Because I'm telling you, Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland looked totally lost playing 90% of zone. They look lost. And it's frightening. Now, of course, Diggs isn't going to have to face McLaurin this week because both of them are off.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel's got that heel. And I'm hearing rumors, again, I heard it last week, that he could have missed that game. And again, they're saying the same thing this week, that he should actually sit out a game. So,
I think with Deebo, if you're really pay attention to football, are we really surprised though, Greg? I mean, this is a guy that's always been nicked and nagged and banged up. The hope was coming to training camp in shape, keep the dings to a minimum so they're not dings that make him miss games. And here we are. So it's this kind of played to script, in my opinion, of what I expected from him when they made the trade. I mean, I expected a couple more big explosive plays. He's definitely had some good games. I think even though we lost, he was very good against the Packers in that game. He's made some plays here and there and gotten himself in the end zone, but I still haven't seen the Deebo game where he takes over the offense and is that elite playmaker. But again, that also might go to the fact that we have those lingering injuries, whether it's a hamstring, a hip, because playing the style of football he plays, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't in terms of injuries. And then with McLaurin, wasn't really establishing that kind of chemistry with Jaden Daniels already as it is after the holdout. And now to miss more games with this latest injury just hurts the offense. This hurts the offense even more. But it's given opportunity to other guys like a Luke McCaffrey to step in and make plays. And if he's able to go on game day against the Cowboys, Zach Ertz too as well. So he still has gas in the tank and is a guy that's available to make plays.
Yeah. So let's go to your defense. Dorrance Armstrong has been phenomenal for the Commanders.
Yeah,
he has been phenomenal. But now he's got an injury that he's also questionable with, right?
Yep.
If Dorrance Armstrong misses this game, who's going to put pressure on Dak Prescott?
You know what I'm going to say. He's been MIA, except for flashes on highlights here and there or celebrating with his teammates. But isn't this kind of what we brought Von Miller in for? I mean, we knew that he wasn't – at least I knew you weren't getting that Denver Broncos first, second, third year Von Miller. But still a guy that can put pressure on the quarterback, can give you 3 to 4 big plays a game. What better time than against an arch rival with a key player out for Von Miller to remind everybody that, hey, I'm a future Hall of Famer, one of the best pass rushers to ever suit up. This would be a game to step up and show that.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have Kevontae Turpin and CeeDee Lamb back.
Yep.
So good luck to the Commanders defense. Okay,
Yeah.
good luck, because you got one good corner in Amos. That's it.
I thought you were going to say Lattimore. I was going to jump off the show.
Oh, no. Marshawn Lattimore is nowhere near the corner that he once was in New Orleans. He's nowhere near it. Your safeties are going to have to double up on CD.
Yeah.
You can only double up one guy.
Yeah, the defense has been, I'll be polite and say, shaky so far this season. And I think that this is one of those games that can really expose two things I was concerned about at the beginning of the season. That's the lack of a consistent pass rush and the secondary. I think everybody in Commanderland just figured, a summer here in the DMV, a summer with the coaches, a summer watching tape, Lattimore will be fine, pencil him in for the Pro Bowl. Nothing can be further from the truth. So that's why my concern was, if he didn't come back and play at least close to his level he played in New Orleans, we'd be exposed more times than not with our secondary and our lack of pass rush. Signing a Von Miller, whose better days are beyond him, had people jumping for joy, but I still was concerned there was no consistent pass rush. You got rid of Montez Sweat playing for the Bears now, I believe. You have Chase Young down there in New Orleans. Not that those guys were elite pass rushers, but at least 2 or 3 times a game, they were getting pressure on the quarterback, kind of causing the guys to get off their spot, maybe throw the ball a little bit early, creating turnovers. You don't have that now. So I think that a guy who's one of the leading candidates, in my opinion, for MVP, and Dak Prescott, could have a field day against this Commanders defense.
And I appreciate you mentioning the play of Dak Prescott, because it has been he has been phenomenal.
Yep.
There's been no doubt about that, especially losing Turpin and CeeDee Lamb. He has really trusted his other receivers, which is something that I begged them to do after that week 1 loss. They should never have thrown the football to CeeDee Lamb as often as they did when they had Pickens in this roster. And that was, again, and CD leads the league in drops since he came to the NFL. Yes, he's a very good receiver, but you use him too much.
Yeah.
Now they've got Pickens, and they understand what Turpin can do. Plus, they've got Ryan Flournoy, which is a guy that Bill, Jeff, and myself were stunned. The Cowboys picked him in the 6th round when they got him. We were stunned. Like, that kid played so well at Southeastern Missouri. He was just so good. To be available in round 6 was just thank you. I mean, that was heaven, right? But
yeah,
the one key area of the Commanders' defense is last in the NFL in, Jeff. Joe.
What would that be?
It's being run on against the edges. Your edges suck against the run. What? Oh, something that I'm used to, because of course we had number 11 here. He wears number 1 out in Green Bay now.
Oh,
and he absolutely sucked against the run.
Yes.
But again, this is where I think Jaden Blue makes his big debut for the Cowboys.
Because it's just like I said with the Commanders, this is something that they can't be surprised about. Like, I think that I'm a Commanders fan, even though some people might be like, man, he's so hard on the team. Is he even a fan of them? I am, but I'm an honest Commanders fan. And I think that last year was magical. NFC Championship game, a game from the Super Bowl. And I almost feel like the Eagles gave you a preview of what's to come as far as running all over the team, the secondary being exposed for the lack of a shutdown corner or cohesiveness in the secondary. And it's kind of just carried over onto this season. And Adams Peters and Josh Harris as the owner, definitely great leadership team. But I think that now at least if you really pay attention to the Commanders, you got to be saying, man, a lot of moves that Adams Peters made in the offseason that were, oh my God, what a great move. Now it's kind of like, was it really a great move though? What could have we gotten instead? Or did we do enough in the offseason to improve? And I would say so far, just the up and down play on the defensive side of the ball, I think it's easy to say that we have not done enough to get an improved defense. And that's something you're going to have to build upon, because Jaden Daniels is a generational quarterback, and you don't want to get in a situation like the Bengals where you have a generational quarterback, but you're surrounding him with subpar talent, and the results are what they are. So I think for Washington, this is a tall – did I mention tall – order for the defense against an explosive Cowboys offense.
And again, Dak Prescott is playing at an MVP level.
Yeah.
And there's no question in my mind. Dak Prescott outplayed Lamar Jackson that 2023 season. The numbers say so. He was 12-5. Jackson was whatever he was that year. Prescott was robbed of the MVP award. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel about it. The numbers tell you that. He should have won the MVP award. But again, everybody wants to see Lamar. Okay, well, whatever the case may be. Now Dak Prescott has this defense again where he has to be absolutely perfect every game.
Yep.
Every game. It's a frightening experience to know that your defense cannot stop any team. It really is. It's shocking. Yes, the Cowboys had the number one defense with Micah Parsons and the 32nd defense when he was off the field for those 4 seasons. That's how sharp a difference they were. So, okay, yeah, Micah Parsons left. You got Kenny Clark. But what else have you done?
Yeah.
What else have you done to improve that roster? Ezra Raku has played well the last couple of weeks. He's finally showing his form. But again, when you don't give your players the ability to play the way that they're capable of with a man-to-man defense, this is what you end up with. You end up with these guys who they had to line them up at this week in practice. They had to line them up. It's like, oh my God, this is week 6. And we're doing grade 3 lining up of a player. Okay, this is real good, Dallas. Yeah, wow. I mean, it was shocking to me.
Yeah, I think both teams, it's the same thing, but not the same thing. What I mean by that is Dak Prescott has to outscore everybody because his defense is porous, and then Jaden Daniels has to do the same thing. But the difference is, and again, this is just me using my football eyes and brain, not using my fan eyes and brain. Dak has more weapons than Jaden Daniels does. Having a CD, having a George Pickens, having the tight end Ferguson, having running backs by committee that can all, when they get the ball in space, make plays, take it to the house. Whereas Jaden Daniels, we're relying on Luke McCaffrey to continue his maturation. We're relying on CeeDee Lamb with a bad heel to be explosive. Terry McLaurin, not on the field. Zach Ertz, banged up. So the playmakers that Daniels has are not in the same level of the playmakers that Dak has, but both are in the same boat as far as their defenses do them no favors.
Yeah. This is not going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah, no.
No. And even the return visit come Christmas Day, we're going to see a lot of points scored on Christmas Day. That there's no doubt in my mind. These two teams are going to light up the scoreboard.
Yeah, this is going to be a game in the 40s probably. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And it's going to come down to maybe who makes the mistake or two. I mean, I would hope Washington, hey, we gave the ball over 3 times. Yes, we were still in the game, but we cannot do that again. We've got to be secure in our passes, secure in our handoffs, and whose defense makes a play. Will the Cowboys get that strip fumble? Will it be Washington who gets that key interception? It's probably going to come down to how it is in football. It'll come down to those 1 or 2 plays and who makes it.
Yeah, exactly. And this has always been from our conversations that I've always had an intense hatred of Washington.
Yes.
Because the games have always been very tight, close games. They always have been. And with Washington on the rebound, finally, I had your Commanders as the winning team of the NFC East this year. I had them winning it.
Thank you. Well,
I'm an honest Cowboys fan as well. Much to my chagrin at times, because everybody says, "Well, you don't love the Cowboys." Yeah, I do. I've loved them since 1969. You child, and because they're young kids who have come after me.
Of course, nothing else to do.
Yeah, they got nothing else to do, right? So, of course, I've seen all 8 Super Bowl games, something you probably have never even witnessed one of because of your age, right?
Yeah.
You know, you remember the 1991 season.
I do. Awesome. One of the greatest teams never talked about.
What did I say to you about that team?
You thought it was one of the greatest Super Bowl teams of all time.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. You know, and yes, the Cowboys went on to win 3 of their next 4. They should have won all 4, but we'll not go there. that was thanks to Jerry.
Yeah.
But, hey, yeah.
There's a movie about that. Documentary.
Yeah, documentary that he stars in. Yeah.
Those are always good.
Oh yeah. But again, this week, he was told he was being lied about that he gave $7 million to the Turning USA people for their halftime show. Jerry doesn't even know what Turning Point is. Okay, he does not understand any of that part, and he did not give up the money.
Thinks it's an NFL show.
Yeah. But again, when it comes to Jerry, what does he do this week? He tells Cliff Kingsbury on Tuesday, we're going to use more man-to-man this week.
Yeah.
No, Jerry, you shut your mouth.
Where's Steven at? Take control.
Well, no, where is Charlotte at? She needs to be the one in control because
something tells me when it's all said and done, she might end up being the one that's all in control. We just don't know it yet.
I've always said this. I've always said that Charlotte would be the one to take over the team. I've always said that.
Look at what the Colts are doing with the Irsay daughters.
Yep, it can work. But again, that's coming too soon for Cowboys fans because Jerry is still with us. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Let's talk about the new stadium.
Okay.
Being built where RFK used to be. And I've told you before, RFK was one of my favorite places that I ever visited to watch the Cowboys play the former team, the team that I'm not supposed to call, them anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's exciting, man. I mean, it's like I said, last year, we talked about it a lot. You saw me jumping in and out the NFL chat that Team NBS has all last season. For Commanders fans to finally come out the wilderness, to finally have a legit chance to be in every game was awesome. And even though formerly known as FedEx Field is a dump, Josh Harris did what he could do to make improvements, whether it's like better seating, concourse, improved food. You saw the improvements on the outside, and then it also improved on the field, obviously, like I mentioned before with our first trip to the NFC Championship game, and I want to say maybe 30 years it was. So now bringing back the stadium to the old side of RFK is not just it's almost the icing on top. Obviously, the icing on top would be a championship. So we'll just call the stadium frosting. People are excited. There was lots of back and forth on whether it would get pushed through. Would DC Mayor Bowser mess it up? Would the orange guy in the White House mess it up? Well, now it's all done. Money's exchanged. Building's starting to happen. And then on top of that, you add on the NFL draft coming to the Washington area as well. Just a really resurgent time for Commanders fans. I'm dusting off my old gear, buying new gear, whereas before, every season I just wore my same dingy hat. That's all I felt comfortable wearing. Whereas now you got people rocking Jaden Daniels jerseys.
Yeah.
They're rocking Terry McLaurin jerseys again now, taking them out the box. So for us, it's definitely good to be back among the NFL living, primetime games, things like that. But again, like I said, that damn defense, man, somebody's got to step up and make some plays.
And like I said to you last year when they wore the black uniform looks awesome.
Yeah.
That looks so much better than that ugly burgundy. I'm sorry. I go back to the days of seeing that burgundy and gold. It was just, it was ugly. But the black looks awesome. That looks
good. That's a sharp jersey combination. I need to get myself. There's two I want to get. I want to get the black Jaden Daniels, and then they're gonna. I don't think they wore them already. Shame on me as a Commanders fan not knowing this, but they're gonna wear the old school with the script and the logo. Not the same logo, obviously, but they're gonna go with that old school script from the 90s and 80s. I want to get a jersey from that as well. I might just get that customized because besides Jaden Daniels, I can't think of another player that'd be worth me buying. Maybe McLaurin. But those are the two jerseys I want. I definitely want the black Jaden Daniels, and I want to get an old school jersey with either maybe Sean Taylor's name on the back or my own. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, we're just to be back among the conversation in the NFL and not be the butt of the jokes of the NFL feels good. But I can't stress enough. I mean, this Cowboys game is going to be a doozy.
That's what we have the Giants around for. They're
Jackson Dart era, man.
Well, yeah, and Scatabo, and we'll see what that turns out to be. But but again, it harkens back to the old days when it was always the Eagles who were the joke. They were nothing. They were never anything. They were not the team that anybody cared about. And now, of course, them and their fans are all in everybody else's faces. Oh, okay. Okay. You've won 2 Super Bowls. How many did Washington win? They've won 3, correct?
Yeah, we've won 3.
Yeah. And the Giants have 4 and the Cowboys have 5. You're still down there, kids. You're still down there.
It feels like forever since the New York Giants won a Super Bowl, but it hasn't been that long. It just feels like forever.
That was
they beat the undefeated Patriots team.
Yeah, that was the last NFC East title.
Yeah, it seems such a long time ago. I don't know why.
Because your Commanders haven't been in the NFC game since that 91 season.
Yep.
And for us, it's 95.
Fun fact, too, it's always how most of I've noticed this the last couple of years thinking about it, sports memories and sports highlights always involve some kind of punishment or doing something stupid as a child. So I just remember at our house, if you didn't feel good enough to go to church, you weren't allowed to go do anything else. So I remember skipping church because I wasn't feeling good to go play football or something with my friends and being told, hey, get back in the house. You're sick. You can't go in there. Stay in your room. Turning on the TV and watching some guy who I'd never seen before by the name of Phil Simms complete, I think the record might still be the record. He completed 11 or 13 passes in a row. And that was my first Super Bowl, was watching them beat the Denver Broncos in that Super Bowl. And then after that, I just started watching NFL a lot more, really getting into football. So, but luckily there was no opportunity to be a Giants fan in our household. We know where we're from.
But all I'm going to say to you is because I know you're from the state of Maryland, which is a beautiful place, but that FedEx Field absolutely sucked.
Oh, it still
was
does.
Horrifying.
Yep.
And again, the fans from Washington, D.C. now get to stay at home and see football the way that it used to be as well. That's great.
You saw the videos, Greg. The video of the fans over the railing trying to touch Jalen Hurts, and the railing broke and they fell. There was multiple videos of runoff water going into rows of seats.
Yeah,
it was bad, dude. It was bad. The food sucked. The parking situation is horrific. I mean, it's much better to spend your money on a great television, comfortable couch, and watch games that way, or go to one of the many sports bars in that DC DMV area and watch the game. It takes a lot for me to go to a Commanders game when I was living in Maryland. We got to have primo seats. Tailgate situations got to be really locked down because the experience in the stadium just was not very good at all.
Oh, it was horrifying compared to RFK. I mean, RFK was a great place to go and see a game. That was really good.
Crowd rocking, the stadium's rocking too. I probably saw 3 or 4 games of the former team in RFK, and then a bunch of soccer matches. But that stadium, night and day compared to FedEx Field. So I haven't called FedEx Field now. I think it's Northeast Field, I believe,
or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I know the name of it.
as long as they get out of there and go back to being the Washington Commanders,
we're on our way.
Because of course I refer to them as the New Jersey just end the season and the New Jersey Giants, because they don't play in New York.
Yeah.
They're in the state of New Jersey. I don't care that it's just across the border. They're still outside of their city.
Yeah, apples and oranges. But you're right. You're not wrong.
No, it's bizarre to me how everybody always still calls them the New York that they don't play there. What are you talking about?
You can't give the state of New Jersey their own professional football team. That's ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Tony Soprano might have had a different story.
I can't imagine Jersey having a professional football team.
Yeah.
Stick with the Devils, and you'd be happy with that.
Well, I guess, the New Jersey Devils would be the one. Well, they used to have the Nets. They used to have them.
Yeah, you're right. I do remember that.
Yeah, but those things all change, right?
Yeah, but time to change, especially when you get all the money that's involved nowadays. It makes sense. I don't have to like it, but it definitely makes sense. So much. That's a different show for a different day. My God, we can go from sport to sport of how much has changed just because of finance, and not just finance, technology, social media.
Well, I mean, okay, we go to hockey. I cannot stomach watching very much hockey these days because these guys are all up against the boards with one another. That's not hockey. Hockey is skating, passing, and shooting the puck. Did you ever watch the Montreal Canadiens or the Edmonton Oilers play the game? That's the way you play hockey. Hello, this is
2025.
Yeah, this is now. It looks like a bunch of rugby players out there because they're so damn big as well.
Yeah,
they're just too big for the surface. They're too big. But again, that's just my preference, right? If the Commanders win this game, by how much do they win?
Ooh, if we win this game, I'd say a touchdown difference. I just think that's going to be high scoring, and also too, it's a conference game, and you know that the conference games are always tough. They always go down to the wire. It's always a back and forth. So I mean, it's going to be a high scoring game, and it's going to, like I said before, who makes the play? Is it going to be a strip sack on Dak Prescott? Is it going to be Jaden Daniels overthrowing a guy or not seeing the linebacker across the middle and getting picked off? It's going to be something like that's going to decide this game. I know one thing that Dallas definitely owns by a mile in this matchup, and that's special teams kicking game. Your kicker is an alien and not of this planet. So if it comes down to a field goal difference, the Cowboys got that in the bag.
And it could be from 70 yards. This is the scary part.
Yep, I think he can go farther than that. I think.
I've heard that he's hit from 75. Like,
wild.
In practice, he's done it from 75. Like he's so. But again, it's the 70-yard mark that would just be like, whoa, unbelievable. Not bad for a kid that played football at Notre Dame, and I mean the real football, not the American version. I don't call it it's the MLS.
Major League Soccer.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't refer to that. As you well know, being a fan of the Chelsea.
I mean, I tried really hard not to go left on a football show. I tried to give MLS a go. I really invested one season, watched games. I got the Apple TV pass, and I don't know if it's just a lack of the big names. I will say one thing. It's not lack of passion. Like those fan bases are awesome. Some of those stadiums are rocking. It's ruckus. You forget you're watching a game in America. You think you are watching Serie A or the Premier League or even the Bundesliga. But then you watch the product on the field, you're just like, yeah, I'm good. Between playing on a soccer field and the guys just not being that good, doesn't really keep my interest. Sorry.
No, it's the English Premier League. I'm sorry, but they're way better at this. They're way better. Pardon me. Or La Liga, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Those are the real football teams that are out there.
And MLS has been around for a while, so they do have some history. But even still, with the years they've been around, I'm just not. Doesn't move me. I'm sorry. I tried.
No, Messi came up to Toronto with Inter Milan, and there was people spending $16,000 for tickets.
Oh yeah, when he came with Inter Miami, yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? You're going to spend $16,000 just to see a guy I can watch from home?
And he's carving them up. Which proves my point further about the league's quality of play. When he's on the pitch, he's carving them up.
Yep.
Kind of like Dak has been doing the defenses this season.
Oh man, he has just been amazing. So on unblocked rushing attempts, he's had 16 guys come at him so far this year. He's gone 10 of 16 for over 100 yards passing. His ability when he's being blitzed is just incredible. Like, and Dan Quinn, who used to be the Cowboys DC, is going to come after him.
Of course.
He's going to use more man-to-man defense. Did I say I mentioned something that Matt Eberflus doesn't use? Okay. But
who plays man-to-man anymore, Greg?
The Commanders do.
I know. That's all I said. I know. And which in my opinion exposes our secondary even more we do that.
But
and then the linebacker, it's a lot of holes. I mean, the secondary, There's no pass rush. The linebacking core is okay. I mean, like we would need the improvements I want to see in the Commanders' defense in the offseason is a legit pass rushers, plural, more than one. Let's get ourselves some sideline-to-sideline young linebackers that can also do well in coverage. And then we got to get a couple more pieces in the secondary. So I think the most money needs to be spent on the defense this offseason.
Yeah, and you can also have Mozzie Smith for, I don't care, a 6th or 7th round pick. You can have him. He's all yours. That kid's all yours. Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy like the guy. I don't understand why, because as you know, I don't really love that college football team that you love so much. But what did I say Mozzie Smith could not do? He could not get into a backfield because he doesn't come off the ball quick enough. He just doesn't. And they drafted him in the 1st round. I was like, no, this is horrible. And what has happened? He's not even playing. He's not even out.
That's a situation, though, I think, where they probably thought, we'll draft him, we'll coach him up and get him where he needs to be. And anything but that has been what's happening.
Yeah. And when Mozzie Smith came out in his interview and said, I just like to hit people, I don't really like football, I went, oh, no. How did the scouts not understand this part of the guy? It was just frightening. Absolutely frightening, But again, this is the NFL, right? I mean,
yeah.
Brian Flournoy was in that same draft class, and he was a 6th round pick, and he's a great wide receiver, right? So you don't know. You just don't know.
Nah, you don't. And it's a classic NFC East. I mean, Eagles 4-2, Commanders are in 2nd place at 3-3. The Cowboys are 2-3. Giants are 2-4. It's still anybody's division, really. Nobody's running away with it. I mean, the Eagles have not looked good, obviously, the last 2 games.
They didn't even look. They didn't even look good week 1 when they beat the Cowboys because of that weather delay.
Yeah, I would agree. They definitely didn't come out the gates and impress me at all.
No, and I said right away that I didn't see the Chiefs or the Eagles coming to the Super Bowl again this year. Why? Because the Eagles lost so many defensive snaps from last season's team. 4,500 snaps, and you're going to put in these new guys, and you're going to be clicking? I don't think so, and they're not.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, the one advantage I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to stop, and it's easier said than done, is we're ranked 2nd in the league. Washington, I want to say like 151, 152 yards per game in rushing. So I definitely get the run game would be a great idea, so we can keep dacking them on the sidelines, watching the offense at work. That's going to be that's like key number 1 for me for this game. We've got to establish the run game. I want to see 4.5, maybe even 5 yards per run. The more we can keep Dak sitting on the sidelines, the better, and not put too much more pressure on our already bewildered defense.
And again, for the Cowboys, because you guys have to play a light box because of CD and Turpin and Pickens, oh Lord, this to me that just smells of Jadon Blue. Because if you watched him at Texas, I mean, he was lighting up teams on the outside. He was going to the edge and going. That could be the case. That could be the case this Sunday.
And our edge is not our edges are not something to write home about.
No, because they all have this pass-itis happiness of the NFL. They all forget you need to set the edge against the run. You can't just go after the quarterback because the ball's not in the quarterback's hand. It's in the running back's hand, and he's downfield already because you didn't set the edge.
Yeah, football 101 basics. I mean, who knows? Maybe NFL turns into baseball. Baseball's kind of gone back to 101, fundamentals being important. A lot of teams are successful, like the Milwaukee Brewers, like the Toronto Blue Jays, are listening to analytics, but not letting that be the end-all, be-all. So who knows? Maybe football fundamentals become back in vogue, and we see some of the old traits and things we used to like on offense and defense come back.
We're seeing a lot more colleges this year running the football.
Yeah, remember the running back was dead 2 or 3 years ago, Greg?
Oh yeah,
the running back's over with. There's no need for a running back, and Saquon Barkley put the whole thing on its head.
And where I was always saying in the college game, I'm sorry, Kenneth Walker III was a much better player for the Michigan Spartans than Bryce Young was for Alabama. I'm sorry, he lifted the Spartans team. He lifted that team. Ashton Genty was the reason why the Boise State Broncos last year were such a good team.
Oh, absolutely. Look at them now. No argument for me on that call.
Right? But that's the argument that I give, especially against the quarterback position always being the number one. No, they're just a position on the field. Yes, they hold the football a lot, but 70% passing is considered to be great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And out of those 67% of passes that are caught, how many of those are perfect passes?
30% maybe?
Maybe, right? The receiver doesn't get any credit for hauling those balls in.
Yeah.
It's all the quarterback. What? No.
It's just a dreamy, starry position. They're the face of the franchise. But like I said, it's a really funny how that narrative of the running back changed so quickly because everyone, it's a dead position, doesn't matter. We're drafting running backs in the 4th or 5th round. Now, don't get me wrong. You can still get a really good running back in the later rounds. But there are guys, though, that are, in my opinion, worth top 10, top 20 picks because they change your entire offense. They make that game manager quarterback, that's what you have, better. Or they make your average quarterback better.
Look at Michael Penix with the Atlanta Falcons, who has Bijan Robinson, who can not just run the football, but he also catches the football very well. He is the new Christian McCaffrey.
Yep, that's a good one. Good point. Good reference. I like that.
He really is. And of course, I wrote about Bijan being overhyped or is he the real deal when he came out in the draft, and I said this is the real deal.
Yeah, I remember that article.
Yeah, he came out and I knew he was going to be a superstar. Whatever team drafted him, of course, everybody in Dallas wanted him because he was a Texas Longhorn and all that.
Of course.
Those people drive me insane, the Longhorn fans, because the Cowboys have never drafted a Texas Longhorn in round 1. They have never drafted a Longhorn in round 1. Never.
That's kind of crazy to me.
You guys up there in Austin who come down to Dallas and you're reporters and all this other jazz and you're always talking about the Longhorns. Cowboys don't care. They don't.
Yeah, no, that's been proven. Look at the track record, like you just said.
The track record says so. That's the bottom line of all that. If Dallas wins this game, is it going to be by a field goal, or do they put up a 10 or more point lead?
Oh, man, just because, and maybe I'm being too hard on them, but just because of what I've seen from our defense so far this season, I can see it being a 10-point Dallas Cowboy win.
Okay. So you give me your score of this game.
Oh, man. Now I'm going to put my fan heart on.
Yep.
I'm going to go 31-27 Washington Commanders. And the reason why is because the running game keeps Dak on the sidelines watching. Yeah.
Okay. I have a much higher score.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 42-38 Cowboys.
Sheesh. Okay.
I really think, no, you said it earlier. These two teams, their defenses, we could put up 40 points, both of them.
Yeah.
Both teams. Again, I just don't see. Well, Donovan Wilson has been playing back as a free safety. I'm sorry. He is not a free safety. He just isn't.
Every highlight I see is him running after somebody who's running by him. I'm not trying to be funny. Every highlight I see of that guy, he is running after somebody who literally just ran by him.
I mean, Marquise Bell, Wanye Thomas, or even Elijah Clark, the undrafted free agent that they got out of Syracuse and spent $250,000 on signing him. Anybody can play free safety better than Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson is a fine safety, though, at coming after a running back and blitzing.
Yeah, in the box, playing in the box.
A blitz. There's something else that Matt Eberflus just doesn't like doing. And it drives me off the deep end. Because you need a 5-man line. You need 2 linebackers, and you need your secondary. But Eberflus, we got to have 3 linebackers all the time. What? This is not the 60s, 70s game. Because there are more passes used today, you cannot have a third linebacker out there.
Yeah, no, you can't. Be a secondary person.
Yeah, Marquise Bell would be the perfect guy that I would use, because last year, he had to play linebacker because of all the injuries that they had. He got burned being the linebacker, and I think that hurt his confidence. But again, if the Cowboys find their right spots, the way that they did against the just end the season, they could win this game by a fair chunk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I'm just going based on what I've seen on the field so far this season, and just based on our defensive performance, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I am not going into this game. Obviously, I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I want us to beat them, but I'm also not going. I'm not going to go into this game. We're putting up 50 points and walking out. Our defense hasn't. Our defense does not give me enough confidence to talk that way.
Like I just said, I said 38 points for a Washington team coming to Dallas and scoring 30. What?
Yeah, that is a lot on the road. You're right. A lot.
But again, this is Washington. Washington versus Dallas used to always be 17-14. That would
21-17.
21-17.
Last second field goal or a bad interception on the drive. Yeah, it's all good. Down to the wire.
That little green character that you guys used to have there.
Ooh, one of the greatest Washington Commanders of all time, Darryl Green. Yes, sir.
Yes. It just drove me off the deep end, because he would come up with those interceptions, and it was just like, oh yeah.
Or the Monday night game, Santana Moss, aka Cowboy Killer, as we call him and Mark Brunell.
Yeah. But again, and that's the fun part about this rivalry that the Cowboys and Washington have always had with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Our division is in NFC East. Tough. Yeah, it is tough.
Like the SEC of pro football, I tell people all the time.
They are. We still have more Super Bowl titles in this division than any other division in football. I'm sorry to tell you this, fans. It's still the NFC East is the best. We are the best division. Sorry, but if our two defenses ever got their poop together,
oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me excited.
It would go back to being what it was in the 70s and the 80s.
If this was Von Miller in year 4 and Bobby Wagner was like in his 5th year, I'd be very excited about this game.
Well, yeah. But Bobby Wagner is
defensive side.
Yeah. And again, if we had some of those 90s Cowboys on defense outside of that guy that everybody talks about in your state, the guy who outside of that man. But again, listen, I just don't like the way that everybody reveres this guy as being a Cowboy. He was a Cowboy for 4 years. That was it.
So what's his team then? What's Deion's team?
He was an Atlanta Falcon and he was a San Francisco 49er.
He wasn't a 49er longer than he was a Cowboy.
No, but he also played for Baltimore. He played for Baltimore.
Played Baltimore for like a season. He's had a cup of coffee and a donut in Baltimore.
And he came back to the league
playing on 8 toes.
But again,
he was not the same player.
But again, it's just that I don't call him the best Cowboys corner like so many other people do.
Oh, yeah, that's a different story.
To me, it's Everson Walls. He was the best corner in the game when he was playing the game. Everson Walls destroyed teams, and that was in the days when you had to hit people.
Yeah.
Unlike Deion. See, that's the other thing. I didn't like him because he didn't like to tackle people. It's the same argument I've had with Trayvon Diggs. You don't want to tackle people? I got no use for you. That is your job. That is the game.
Yeah, Deion definitely tried to avoid contact at all times. Yeah. Never a camera, but contact, yes.
Yeah,
but you're right. They love him out here. I do call Colorado home now for almost 3 years, and he can do nothing wrong in this.
Nothing
state.
Wrong.
He could run for governor and probably win by landslide.
Yeah, he could. But again, don't call him the best Cowboys corner. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
I can respect that.
Yeah, it just doesn't fit with me because he came in after having been a Falcon and a 49er. I'm sorry, Everson Walls was drafted by the Cowboys. He was a homegrown kid. That's it. That's to me a true Dallas Cowboys player, not somebody that came in off the street. No.
And in this day and age, too, with the not rent a player, but free agency, it's going to happen. Like it's very, very rare, unless you're Greg's favorite position, quarterback, that you're going to get drafted by a team and spend 10, 12 years with them. Now it's usually, if the team does their money right, you get an extension after your rookie contract, and sometimes more than not after that, you're gone. I mean, there's some teams that fumble the bag on the rookie extension, and they have a guy for a couple of years and they leave. So, I mean, it's definitely a different age in football for sure. It's any sport. Free agency and the money that's involved in sports has changed everything. The Derek Jeters, the Cal Ripken Jr.'s that are there the whole time, the Dirk Nowitzki's. I'll
go back to hockey. 1988, the summer that Wayne Gretzky was traded away from Edmonton to the Los Angeles Kings. That changed the sports world.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the move that changed every aspect of sports. Because your superstar could go. Yep. Any superstar could go. If Wayne Gretzky could be traded from the Edmonton Oilers, and everybody, of course, up in Edmonton was all shocked, and I said, they won't win the cup this year, but they will win it next year. And they go, what do you mean? I said, now the real leader of that team is going to show you he really was the leader of this team, and that was Mark Messier.
Messier, yeah.
And what did Messier do? He led them in 1990. Oh, and then he went to the New York Rangers and led that team to another title in 94. Again, Gretzky was the best offensive hockey player, period. But was he the best hockey player? No. It goes back to the whole argument with the quarterback position, right? To me, Joe Montana is the best quarterback I've ever seen play, period.
Ooh, he was for me for a while till Tom Brady came. Like I still have 2 Joe Montana jerseys hanging in my closet. He's definitely the greatest quarterback I had ever seen until Tom Brady took the field. I think that Tom Brady is better than Joe Montana, and not just about the Super Bowl titles. There's moments we think about Montana having so many clutch moments and big plays. I think if you line them up play for play, moment for moment, Tom Brady's right there as well. Don't be blinded by the titles only and say because he has so many rings, Brady's the better quarterback.
Yeah. But again, the era that Montana played in, I think was a tougher era than the era that Tom Brady played in. And it's not just the number of players that are in the league. It just goes to the actual quality of the teams that you were going up against.
And the physicality. I mean, blasted. Leonard Marshall broke Joe Montana's back in half. You got DBs that are just straight mauling receivers on the outside, safeties headhunting across the middle of the field. It's a whole different sport, man.
Yeah. And to me, Brady came in the much softer era, and that's just the way it was. That's just the way things are.
Yeah, I don't think that's an out of line statement. I would agree with that.
Yeah, and that's
about a guy like a Michigan guy. I'm never going to miss an opportunity to talk about Michigan. Ty Law, he's great cornerback, and then once they got that 5-yard bump rule, he was okay. But when he was able to put his hands on people and he would decide where your pattern went, one of the best cornerbacks to ever play the game. But when they started saying you can't put hands on people and you got to leave them free, it became a super, super, super different league. Yeah, totally disagree with that.
No, it wasn't just
that's just somebody coming with their own personal agenda. Definitely don't agree with that at all.
No. And it was because I'll tell you the guy that got the punishment was Troy Aikman.
Yep.
Troy Aikman had all those concussions.
Steve Young,
concussions. Those are the guys that paid that price to change the way that the game of the NFL was going to be covered. And yes, Brady benefited from it, as has every other quarterback that has played the game since.
Yeah, every
one of them.
Because some of these guys that have, to your point, Greg, some of these guys that have terrific numbers, their numbers wouldn't be that big because they wouldn't be on the field. No offense, they'd be hurt from getting
they'd be gone.
The way they'd be getting hit and blasted, they wouldn't even have the opportunity to put up those 40 touchdowns and the 5,000 yards passing. Yep. And don't get me wrong, I still enjoy the NFL. Do I miss guys limping and dragging themselves off the field? No, I do not. I get it. for the longevity of the game and the safety of the players, they
Safety
had
of
to
the
make those
player.
moves. I definitely agree. I don't miss Chuck Cecil decapitating people across the middle of the field when he played for the Cardinals. But at the same time, some of these guys, the numbers they put up now, wouldn't be putting up those same kind of numbers in 1993 or 1991.
There is no way. There's no way that a quarterback playing today who came out of the colleges that especially the offenses that they're now playing, would walk into the 93 Cowboys and be any better than Troy Aikman was. None of them.
Yeah.
None of them. Because that man took punishment. He got, waylaid.
Yep.
I mean, and those games against the Redskins back then, yes, I know. But I mean, when they played them after the Redskins had won the 91 Super Bowl, those games against Washington were still just vicious games. Vicious.
Yeah, sure.
People don't get this, especially anybody who's just in the internet era of watching football. They do not understand the warfare that was going on those fields. Like, I remember clearly Randy White being blocked by three Redskins defenders. Clearly, on every damn run, on every pass attempt, there was three Redskin guys coming after Randy White. You tell me the player today that could handle going after being handled by three guys.
Yeah, I have to think about that one. No, it's definitely a different era. And like I said, I am not a old man shouting at clouds or get off my lawn. I definitely recognize it's a different game. I think it's for the better, obviously, because you want your talent on the field. I don't want guys on the sidelines with career-threatening injuries or season potential-ending injuries. I want them on the field. But at the same time, it's something that's got to be recognized and talked about. That it's a different game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's definitely changed. I mean, you look at the guys who are now wearing the protective over their helmet in a game.
Like Dobbs from the Packers. Always getting made fun of for wanting to keep himself healthier. I don't understand that. I think if I had been an NFL player, I would have liked to have had that opportunity to say, I'm going to protect my brain. Pretty much.
Pretty much. It really boggles my mind. It goes to the NBA stuff as well. I've always said, okay, Steph Curry is a great shooter, but Steph Curry would not have been the type of shooter he was back in the day before, because guys could hand check the guy. Yeah. That hand check rule changed everything. It changed everything.
Yeah, it made the game more free flowing, just like football. When you had the 5 yards, let the guy go, change the game. When it was you could put your hands on people for as long as you want. Even a lot of these guys in the early 2000s that were elite corners wouldn't be that if that rule was in place.
No, exactly. I mean, and people just don't get the difference.
Yeah,
but
I'm excited.
We've lived this difference.
Yeah, no, for sure, we definitely have. But I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a knockdown, drag out NFC East battle, but it's not going to be the low scoring battle that everybody's used to. I just don't see it that way.
Nah, me either. If the defenses on both teams are better, I can understand that. But just like I said, like I've been saying, based on what I've seen from both teams' defenses, I don't see this being some 17-14 game.
No, and I still think your 31-27 is a nice score, but I think it's too low, Joe. I really do. I think it's because you see the Commanders give up the ground on the outside. Their secondary only has Amos. They really only have Amos.
Yeah.
And with the type of talent that Dak Prescott gets to throw that football to, I mean, they could score a bundle.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it will be. It will be a very exciting game. So everybody, I want to thank everybody for coming on to the show. I want to thank Mr. Cardoso for appearing on a Cowboys broadcast. Oh, Lord. Should I send this out to your family?
Oh, they already know. I had to give them a preview of what was about to happen today, so there would be no confusion.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. because normally, folks, when I was writing articles at Team NBS Media, if I wrote about the Cowboys, I would get a little like. That was it. There was never a repost.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting Cowboys content on my page. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Except for once a year. Once a year, I would get a repost, and Joe in the chat room would say "Merry Christmas" or something like that. Yeah. But that was about it. But here he is on the Blue and Silver Breakdown. It's always been a good time. We're gonna have to watch the new Bosch series.
Yeah, excited about that, man.
And Ballard season 2, because of course we both love Ballard and we also loved Harry Bosch. This will be interesting to see what Bosch was like as a young man, though.
Yeah, they'll see if they can pull it off, because it's hard to get one spinoff, but to have 3, that's going to be some good writing going on there. We'll see. Because
I'm telling you, NCIS did not pull it off with this Origins.
I've never watched an episode of the Origins. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. There's so many iterations of NCIS. I think the only one I ever watched, and they cut it off. I like the Hawaii one. It lasted like 2 seasons, and then they cut it off.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to get into this NCIS. Is it Sydney? It's not Australia.
Sydney. I think it's Australia.
Yeah. Somebody at work told me it's pretty good. Worth my watch. I might give it a try.
No, for me, I was always going to just watch NCIS because they had Leroy Jethro Gibbs.
New Orleans.
Leroy Jethro Gibbs. That's all I needed. He was a Marine Corps scout sniper like I was. That's it. That's all I needed. I'm good. All these spin-offs, the New Orleans, the that LA one, okay. I'm sorry, I just didn't buy Chris O'Donnell as being no, I'm sorry, I didn't buy him. Who was the other guy that was on that?
LL Cool J was on that show.
LL Cool J, yeah.
LL Cool J was on there. I remember hearing about it, but again, I never hit play and never watched an episode.
No, it just didn't excite me, but But hey, everybody else is different, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to thank everybody again who watched us today. If you are on YouTube with us, please like and subscribe. This is how our small channels survive, is through likes and being subscribed to. So please do that for us. As well, in the chat, if you do purchase any Dallas Cowboys merchandise, I get a little piece of that. So that is always a good thing.
Couldn't agree with you more.
What else have you got going on this week, Joe?
Oh man, I mean, obviously we got a huge Saturday in college football. We have the most games between ranked teams coming up on Saturday. Another fun NFL season going on Sunday, continuing. And then as far as NBS Media, I mean, you know how it is, just constant content. If you haven't been to the website, check out the website. We don't just cover sports. There's lifestyle articles, there's movie reviews, there's dating advice. We kind of do it all. We run the gamut, and we're all over social media. Just whatever your favorite platform is, search Team NBS Media. 99% chance that we are on there and active on there, not just kind of laying around. So we're always working, man. Always working.
Gotta like that. Yes, and I actually have Anthony Russo, who's one of the draft professors that I hang out with. He's going to be on The Last Word with me Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is the last word of college football. It is going to be a very interesting playoff scenario that we're going to see this year in the college game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the expansion and what it looks like.
Well, I think they just go to a 16-team expansion, because that means that nobody gets a week off. Hey, last year, every team that had that week off ended up losing.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'd agree with that. I didn't like the week off for sure. No. I mean, I know for me, my team, a Michigan Wolverines fan, we're not sniffing a playoff. We'll have to see what Notre Dame can pull off. If they're able to come crawl themselves back out the pit that they kind of put themselves in and get back in it, we'll have to see. Tomorrow, I'm excited. There's going to be some good games.
USC lost their 2 running backs last week.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame has 2 very good running backs. They also have a third guy named Aeneas Williams, who just quietly goes about his business as well. But CJ Carr, he can throw that football. And he's been throwing it this year, which has just been, this is a shock.
Tonight, I think you got I think Louisville's either 4-1 or 5-1. Louisville takes on Miami.
Louisville takes on Miami.
A good game that might just be starting already to check out as well too. So yeah, a lot of fun sports weekend ahead.
Sure. That starts in a half an hour.
Yep. fun sports weekend ahead. And like
yeah.
you said, man, thanks for having me on. Definitely appreciate it.
Oh, hey, anytime, Joe. You know that. So again, everybody, next week, I think I might have to pull Keith out of the retirement bundle because the Broncos are the next opponent for the Cowboys, and this is going to be ugly. This is going to be ugly.
Sean Payton.
Well, yeah, but the Broncos have a real defense.
Yeah, they do. Defense is legit.
And
a real secondary led by the best quarterback in football,
Patrick Surtain.
Yep.
Who, again, when he was coming out in his draft year, I said he was going to be better than the other character who plays for the Carolina Panthers was. He's easily been the best corner in the league. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but again, I'm going to be an honest Cowboys fan. This is the thing that drives people crazy about me, is that I'm an honest Cowboys fan. If I call it the way I look at it, it's because that's how I truly feel that game's going to go. And I do have, because this Cowboys offense has so many more weapons than the Commanders do, this is why I'm saying that the Cowboys do win this one. But I did pick the Commanders to win this NFC East. And Joe, your guys have disappointed me.
Still got opportunity to raise hell,
yes.
man.
Yes. Even at 3-4, because guess what? I don't like the way that the Eagles look. I just don't. And I just don't like the way that they look.
Still an opportunity for us to do some things. We'll see. But thanks for having me on, man. It's been a good time.
You betcha. All right, everybody. Take care.